God damn it. I really need to put together a checklist or something. Okay, sure. Okay, from the top. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the live stream, and welcome back to Mass Effect 1. I promise me being muted at the beginning of all these live streams is just early streamer scuff. I will get better over time. Please give me a chance. Please don't go. Maybe I just shouldn't mute myself, like, ever. Sure, you might have more incidental noise from me, but at least it's like, I'm not going to be muted. Anyway, basically what I was going through is I was walking around silently from your perspective. Actually, how much money do we... keep her first. There we go. How much money do we have? Equipment. Yep. Oh, actually, armor piercing 2 is good for us. 1,000. Not a lot. Cool. What I was saying as I was, from your perspective, silently walking around, was that last time we basically had the council say, go screw yourself, and now we're just kind of walking around the Citadel. You were able to see that I kind of flipped through all of our side quests, and since the Keepers thing is currently active, that's pretty much what we're going to be doing for the next while. We're going to go around all the Citadel a second time, getting all the Keepers. Realistically, the Keeper quest is supposed to be how you explore the entire Citadel the first time. Whoops. Yeah, so now that I have my usual early stream scuff out of the way for this one, I hearken. I suppose we should actually get into the game. Oh, actually, the drink along for today is super simple. Like, the simplest possible option. I have a lot of water. I have 2 glasses full of water, one with ice to keep it colder longer. It came out of here, I think, so let's go here. And actually, I think that I mentioned this in, like, the silent stream, but when I say glass of water, I'm actually not referring to what you're probably thinking of, because I got my glasses, like my drinking glasses, back when I was in college. Open. There you go. And as a result, they are these plastic glasses that are just ridiculously big. Yes, we did look over here. We did go down. So sure. Let's go up to the Presidium, I guess? Yeah. But as a result, I have measured it out, and my glasses are literally 20 ounces each. The usual, like, mug of tea or something is 1 cup approximately. And 1 cup is 8 ounces.
Point taken.
So my glasses are ridiculously big. Okay, how many Keepers? Luckily, I've walked this friggin' place so many times that I have a decent idea of the layout. So I should be able to figure out if we're missing any. Well, should be able to figure out where to go that we haven't been yet, since, like, we're going to be able to know how many we have, obviously. Okay, up to the Presidium.
Not too bad. No headaches worth mentioning lately. Maybe I'm getting used to the strain.
Maybe you've just got a good stress release. I know that knocking the geth on their synthetic asses gets rid of my headaches.
Hayden, did you get a new implant or something? Like, what strain is he talking about? I suppose that he doesn't use his biotic abilities as much outside of combat, or possibly at all. So that would explain that, I think. Because there's going to be a lot of strain as you're trying to use biotics. I think that with the normal path I take there, where I get the Paragon option, that guy, that Hanar, isn't actually there from now on, because you actually
Welcome to Presidium Tourism.
Come on. Yep.
To your left.
Come on. Come on.
The keepers
Yeah, sure.
are essential to.
Cool.
Thank you for using Avina.
Okay. Yeah, in the Paragon only option, like the blue option, you essentially say, would the Enkindlers really want you disturbing the peace like this? And so the Hanar actually just straight up leaves. So I'm not used to that Hanar still being there. You two aren't worried yet. Were we supposed to go talk to Bar Levan, actually? I think so.
Is there anything I can do for you today, Commander?
I heard you work for the Shadow Broker. Do you have any information about Saren?
You're very blunt, Shepard. But you're right. I am an agent for the Shadow Broker. And I do know something about Saren.
I hear your information can be expensive.
Normally, this information would cost a small fortune. But these are exceptional circumstances. So I am going to give it to you for free.
Why?
What's the catch?
There is no catch. The Shadow Broker is quite upset with Saren right now. They used to do a lot of business until Saren turned on him.
That's what happens when you deal with a traitor like Saren.
No matter what you think of Saren, he's not stupid. He knows the Shadow Broker is a valuable ally. Turning on him doesn't make sense. Not unless something huge was at stake. I don't know the details, but the Shadow Broker hired a freelancer to deal with it. A Krogan mercenary.
I think I know him. His name's Rex.
Yes, I believe he's the one. I heard he was paying a visit to Citadel security. If you hurry, you might catch him before he leaves the C-Sec Academy.
Isn't it strange that a Krogan would want to speak with C-Sec?
Very. However, I doubt the visit was entirely his choice. You'll need to speak with him if you want to know more.
Thanks for the info.
My pleasure, Commander.
And now we have our Rex recruitment. Yay! Wait, didn't you have a license that I couldn't get?
Commander.
Standard. I think I bought it. Go up here, because I think there's a keeper off to the side. Yes. The game has sound, right? Okay, I'm just paranoid about this, so I'm actually going to, like, get the Hanar to talk again, try to talk over it, and then transition over to BRB so I can listen to the stream back. Sorry for this being so just ridiculous about it, but I am very worried now. So, can you hear both me and the game?
Commander,
Okay, good, the Hanar is
you
talking.
again.
Okay,
Would you care
back
to see
in
some of its
just a moment
fantastic
then.
items today?
Just a moment then.
Items today?
Let it get back to the right screen. Okay, there we go.
I think I'll be going.
I'm fairly certain that you can
Return
hear when
soon.
I do that.
This one
But,
receives new shipments
yeah, so
regularly.
it only took a moment to go check the dialogue, and everything seemed okay to me. Balance is going to be kind of subjective, but hopefully it's at least not terrible. And as long as you can hear both myself and the game, then that's all I really need at this moment. Are you also a client of Shira? I don't think there are any keepers in here.
That's right. It was a long time ago.
Yeah,
I
no.
barely remember it.
You talk to me now?
Back to the Citadel and to the consult.
I don't know exactly. It may sound strange, but I simply felt called.
That's not strange. Many of us have felt the same calling, though you are the first of your kind to respond to it.
Really? I hadn't seen any other humans working here, but I didn't want to ask.
No doubt you are just the first of many to come. It's only a matter of time now that your species is spreading its wings.
I scrolled up to try to, like, zoom in or something. Speak up, please.
You're with the Alliance? My brother's a private back on Earth.
Welcome. It is a pleasure to see you.
Cool. Moving on. Let's see, we still have Presidium and C-Sec after this. Well, Citadel Tower, I think it's what it's called, not Presidium, because we're on the Presidium. Okay. The Presidium, where it is boring as shit. All the time. I think there's like one exciting thing that ever happens in this place. Alright, I totally blanked on the fact that, right, we haven't gone up to the embassies and such. I was kind of trying to figure out what areas we haven't been to. Hello, Keeper. Oop. Hello, Elcor. And anything in the offices? There might be one or two, actually. Luckily, the Keepers are decently easy to spot, which is very much by design, I'm pretty sure. Because again, searching out the Keepers, I'm fairly certain is supposed to be how you actually explore the Citadel. You're not supposed to explore it, then get the Keeper mission, then explore it a second time looking for the Keepers. There has never been anything out here aside from this Keeper. I have never known any other reason to come out here. I'll start pumping shotguns, I guess. And get assaults so that we can get armor, because then we can get medium armor, which will just be better for us. Lift is also good, admittedly. This is before biotics are ridiculous, though. Let's get 1 point to get first aid, actually. Because that's just a new ability, which is always good. Electronics. Get that. Let's get this just to get the next level of that. And then pump one here to get up electronics a little bit more. Unlock shotguns. Oh yeah, soldier class. They have all the weapons. She's primarily... Actually. Undo. One into shotguns to unlock them. Everything else into assault training let's go with, because... Wait, you have immunity? Okay. Immunity is very good. And one more. One more. There we go. Alright, cool. If I remember correctly, Unity in this game basically or is it Adrenaline Burst technically? Whatever. There is a really stupidly powerful ability in this game that just essentially makes your entire squad invulnerable for a short time. If I'm remembering that correctly. Keep in mind that I play this franchise as a trilogy, and it takes like 180 hours to get through. So by the time I'm finishing Mass Effect 3, it is like 120-ish hours of gameplay after the end of Mass Effect 1. So I have a bit of time to forget stuff. Alright, this is the office I never went into before. And there's a Keeper here, yeah. And you didn't have to stop because of me.
EarthClan, you are in the wrong place, I think. Your ambassador is next door in the large office.
Chastising remark. Don't be so rude, Din. At least introduce yourself.
I am Din Korlak, Volus ambassador. Is there something I can do for you, EarthClan?
What is this place?
You are in the embassy for the Volus and the Elcor.
Your ambassador is next door, in his own office.
In this shared space, I aid my fellow Volus when I'm not being interrupted.
I'd like to know more about the Volus.
I'm sure our history and culture would bore you, EarthClan.
Actually, I would like to know more about your history.
My people came to the Citadel shortly after the Asari and Solarians had discovered it. We were instrumental in establishing a standardized galactic economy. However, despite our long association with the Citadel and our many contributions to galactic society, we still do not hold a seat on the Council.
That is genuinely weird to me. That feels kind of shoehorned in. Like, being that instrumental to galactic society for that long really strikes me as, at the very, very least, the Volus should have some kind of place of prominence in the Citadel. Hold on, what? Oh, okay.
Tell me about Volus culture.
We are tribal by nature, but our ways are not violent. We barter and trade our lands and tribe members in order to increase status. Larger tribes often engulf smaller ones and eventually split again. Our society is very malleable, and our government is always shifting and changing. Since we're not physically adept, we trade our services for protection.
What is it you do here?
I look out for the best interests of the Volus people. No easy task considering how often we are overlooked by the Council.
Chastising rebuke, Din. The Council favors your species greatly.
You are naive. The Earth Clan will be invited to the Council long before our species will.
Yup.
Why aren't the Elcor or Volus part of the Council?
All species must prove themselves before they join the Council. All but the Earth Clans, it would seem.
Dismissive. Ignore the Volus ambassador, human. He is incorrect in his assessment.
Really? How long have we been waiting? How long do you think we'll continue to wait? Bah, this talk is wasted on the humans.
You seem to have a bit of a chip on your shoulder, Din.
You humans are new to the Citadel, and yet the Council has granted you great favor.
Chastising rebuke, Din. Your species has always been granted many concessions. Volus territory has expanded tenfold since coming to the Citadel.
Details. We still have no real say in the decisions that affect Citadel space.
I mean, how does that expansion compare to other species? Both in terms of absolute territory and in terms of rate of expansion. Because if the Volus were at the Citadel shortly after the Solarians, then they've been there for at least 1400 years. Because the Turians gained a seat a little over 1300 galactic years ago, and that means that they were there before then. But if the Volus showed up right after the Solarians, then that would likely be before the Turians even showed up. And increasing your territory tenfold in, let's just say, 1400 years, how does that compare to, say, human expansion, since we're very expansionist?
Goodbye, Ambassador.
Yes, yes. Good day, Earth Clan.
Your turn.
Pleased greeting. Human, it is always good to see your kind. I am Ambassador Kalen. Genuine query. Is there something I can do for you this day?
Why do you explain what you're about to say?
Our people communicate less through words and more through scent and slight movements. Plainly, we discovered our vocal expression was not enough to convey the feelings of our conversations to other species.
Why do you bother, Kalen? These Earth Clan don't really care about our ways.
Remorseful response, Din. You don't truly believe that, and if you do, I am very sorry for you.
Tell me more about your species.
Genuine enthusiasm. I delight in telling the history of my people. It is agreeable to share our culture with others.
Tell me about the history and origins of the Elcor.
The Elcor were just beginning to explore Council space when the Asari first made contact with us.
Rachni
With
Wars?
their help, we discovered the relay closest to our system, and from there the Citadel. Proudly, within one lifetime we established a regular route to the Citadel, and quickly became one of the more active species living on this great station.
I'm trying to figure out why the Asari would uplift the Elcor, and honestly, what we learn about the Elcor over time isn't a lot, but it's generally that they're very robust, like walking tanks robust. So I'm wondering if the Asari contacted the Elcor because the Elcor were about to join galactic civilization anyway, and the Asari basically said, "Hey, can you help us with the space bugs?" If you don't know what Arachni is, then you will find out eventually, because we will get there.
I'd like to know more about the culture of the Elcor.
Frankly, we Elcor prefer the safety and familiarity of our own colonies to the confines of space travel. Our society is built on small, tight-knit groups, though we are always welcoming to outsiders. Our government tends to be very stable. Our people are not very comfortable with sudden changes.
Huh, I wonder if the Elcor and Volus are supposed to be opposites of each other. I've never really noticed that detail before, that the Volus government is very malleable and always changing, while the Elcor government is very stable and consistent.
What do you do here?
Modestly, I work to bring the problems and the requests of the Elcor groups to the attention of the Council.
Ha! They only give us these positions to keep us quiet. The Council doesn't care about our races.
Chastising rebuke. Your tone is inappropriate, Din. This human is not to blame for your malcontent or your misconceived suspicions.
Goodbye, Ambassador.
Sincere farewell. Good day to you, human. Enjoy your time on the Citadel.
And you.
Hello there, human. Sincere apology, but I am here on business and cannot be distracted right now.
You seem distressed. Is there something I can do to help?
Alarmed response. You overheard that, did you?
Overheard what?
This is all going so wrong, and it is the Asari consort's fault. She's the one who started all this.
What did this Asari do to get you so upset?
I cannot speak more about this problem. It is too sensitive. Suffice it to say, she has compromised my authority as a diplomat.
Shepard, we've already met the consort.
Where can I find this Asari consort?
She is across the bridge from...
You were really supposed to go out this door after talking to, Anderson, and immediately go explore this one, I think. Because I've always done that. This is the first time I missed it. And boy, does it sure assume that you talked to those two early. Yeah, I think we went over there first. Okay, let's go down this lower area in case there's a keeper. Because again, that's what we're actually trying to do at the moment. And that's down to C-Sec, so we have this and tower remaining. We're currently at like 7 keepers, right? Not you. You. 14. Wow, I was off. Well, that is helpful, because between C-Sec and the tower, I could totally see there being like 4 or 5 keepers. So if there's only like one kind of hanging out around here, then that'd be perfect. And I honestly could see as much as 6 pretty easily. That's just a little bit of a tight spacing at that point. Hold on, where's this go? Because this ain't to the tower. This is down to the wards. It's also possible that I missed one in the wards, because I said that I know the layout. It's more that I just kind of have a feeling of it. It's not like I literally know the map inside and out. I know the general locations and how to get everywhere, most of the time.
A Solarian excavation team
The
is
exact
run into
location
an
of the keepers
unexpected
ain't my
problem
specialty.
After unearthing a Prothean dig site. Hanar protesters have blockaded the dig site, claiming that artifacts of the Enkindlers, as the Hanar call them, should not be disturbed. The excavation team has appealed to Hanar representatives on the Citadel to reach a diplomatic solution.
Cool. Is that the tree thing? Definitely not. Okay. I was wondering if it was this, basically. And actually, seriously, that might have been a weird texture load-in issue, because that really looks like what I was seeing. Okay, keepers. Where you at? Please. Idle chatter. Fill the void. Oh, thank God, there is one here. And no one thought to do whatever it is we're doing before now. It took a Solarian and a Volus working together. Why? What are we doing? Like, what scan are we performing that doesn't cause these things to self-destruct like they normally would? That is genuinely never answered, by the way. I seriously think that this just exists to have you explore the Citadel. It is not actually a logically consistent thing. Still can't talk to you, I'm pretty sure.
No, I'm waiting to speak with one...
Commander?
Yup. Well, there's the three I was hoping for. Let's see if there's a fourth one around. Just kind of make sure to cover my bases here before I go somewhere else. Yeah, I can see there being one. Yep, there it is. I see it. Let's see if there's another one hidden here then. I doubt it. They normally only put one per area. Obviously area like section of flooring, not area as in floor of the Citadel. You're not seeing any there, so let's go for this. And that'll put us at 2 remaining. J. Yep, 2 remaining. And that's totally going to be doable within CSEC. I already got the flight control keeper, I think, so that's like the main one that I'm thinking of. But 2 others throughout CSEC I could definitely see. Can we rapid transit our way there? Technically it's in the wards. CSEC. Oh, right. There's going to be one out near the Normandy, isn't there? Did we get that one already? I have no idea. Docking Bay? Yes. Let's give it a shot. Yep, heard this one already. Heard the last one too, but I just kind of wanted to let it play out.
The Krogan group had contracted Binary.
There it is. Cool. The wonders of modern technology. We don't need the whole loading screen. Yes, we didn't get this one. Yeah, in case you're agoraphobic, maybe don't look at the screen for a couple seconds here. Because I really like these kinds of views. Like, I'm agoraphilic, if anything. Nice. The Normandy SR-1. No, there is not a keeper in the Normandy.
In remembrance of Eden Prime, we present another profile in courage with servicemen.
Do you seriously have like three news stories on loop?
A devoted wife and talented chef, serviceman Bati.
There we go. So there is one more? Yes. And we definitely have enough space here for there to be one more keeper. Try down here first, I guess. Hi, keeper. I genuinely cannot remember any other time in the game where you hear that sound effect. I didn't know that was a sound effect in Mass Effect until this moment. Yay, 650 credits. Why is there an exclamation point over here? Oh, hi, Rex. Where do we need to go? Oh, other one. I think that it's... Yeah, scan the keeper. It's just outright done. Okay, cool. Oh, we're right here, so, hi, Rex.
Witnesses saw you making threats in Fist's bar. Stay away from him.
I don't take orders from you.
This is your only warning, Rex.
You should warn Fist. I will kill him.
You want me to arrest you?
I want you to try.
Shepard!
Get out of here.
Yes, human.
I'm trying to bring down Saren. Barlavon said to talk to you.
Barlavon is a wise man. We may share a common goal, human.
Enlighten me.
I've been hired to kill the owner of Korra's Den, a man named Fist. He did something very foolish.
What'd he do?
He betrayed the Shadow Broker.
Ooh, yeah, that is bad.
Quarian showed up here on the Citadel. She was on the run. She wanted to trade information for a safe place to hide, so she went to Fist. He promised to arrange a meeting between her and the Shadow Broker. Instead, he contacted Saren.
What does Saren have to do with this?
Well, the Quarian has something that connects Saren to the Geth. He paid Fist a small fortune for her.
If we get our hands on that evidence, we can prove that Saren's a traitor. And the Council will have to listen to us.
Where's the Quarian now?
Last I heard, Fist still had her. Probably somewhere inside his club. You help me kill Fist, she's all yours.
I want to know more about your employer.
Can't tell you much. All I got was a coded message with the details of the job. Standard procedure.
What about Garrus, that Turian? He wants to take Saren down too.
He might come in handy.
He was here just before you showed up. Said he was going to follow
Oh, right, he's at the clinic.
Investigation. Wanted to speak to the doctor at the med clinic.
Move out.
Sure, I guess. I forgot this was a thing that just kind of pops up. You do need to do squad selection elsewhere in the game. Or elsewhere in the franchise, in the other games, but it's just... I never remember this is a thing, even though it happens so often, because I'm so used to just clicking, bop, bop, go. Okay. Let's see, we need to go to wards to get to Dr. Michelle's clinic. Because no, the Quarian is not on a timer as best I'm aware.
Francis Kitt has announced plans to direct Hamlet with Elcor cast members. The production will open dramatic theater to the Elcor with a Hamlet who uses Elcor body language and pheromones. Kitt claims that he's also excited by giving a human audience the chance to judge Hamlet by his deeds and not his emotions.
Just giving the actual textures a little bit of a look as best I can. I'm not really one to be able to judge textures that well, because if it fits the world, it looks decent to me. But just a bit of a close-up for any of you who do care about that. Just gonna go ahead and do this really quickly.
I didn't tell anyone, I swear.
Hi, Doctor.
Smart, Doc. Now, if Garrus comes around, you stay smart. Keep your mouth shut, or who are you?
Let her go.
Ah!
There's another one, Garrus. Garrus, this is why you don't get bigger jobs. Wow, this is most likely like how the game wanted me to play I've ever done. Hello. Goodbye. Ah, back to normal.
I think we got him, Commander.
Give me a moment. Gotta loot. Yay. Well, Garrus? Wait, Michelle? No? Okay, just Garrus.
Perfect timing, Shepard. Gave me a clear shot at that bastard.
What were you thinking? You could have hit the hostage.
There wasn't time to think. I just reacted. I didn't mean to... Dr. Michelle, are you hurt?
No, I'm okay. Thanks to you. All of you.
I know those men threatened you, but if you tell us who they work for, we can protect you.
They work for Feast. They wanted to shut me up. Keep me from telling Garrus about the Quarian.
The one I told you about, Shepard.
She must be able to link Saren to the Geth. There is no way the Council can ignore this.
Pretty sure this is the first time I've had Rex on the team at this point, so I've never heard that line before.
Time we paid Fist a visit.
This is your show, Shepard. But I want to bring Saren down as much as you do. I'm coming with you.
You're a Turian. Why do you want to bring him down?
Because he's
I
evil.
couldn't find the proof I needed in my investigation, but I knew what was really going on. Saren is a traitor to the Council and a disgrace to my people.
Welcome aboard, Garrus.
Fist is going to be waiting for us. When we hit him, we better hit him hard.
Yay! Now, I remembered in the middle of that, how about we actually level up our allies? Cool. Come on. Come on. Garrus is a sniper. Let me snipe. Oh, right. Turian agent. 2 more points. Cool. Right. We need... Oh, he has decryption and electronics. Okay. I hate that this is going to be how I do this, but it does... Oh, that is so much. Okay, if you don't understand why I'm doing this, it's basically because when you have locked stuff, your ability to do that mini-game to unlock it is based on having a high enough decryption and or electronics stat among your party. Okay, that's as high as we can go on that for now. Good. So let's do this. We're going to keep electronics and decryption as high on Garrus as possible, and then boost Turian Agent with our spare points. And once all 3 of those are at max, we'll boost assault rifles until we unlock snipers, and then we unlock snipers, or then we boost snipers. I really dislike that that's how that's shaking out, but for the sake of being able to get all of the loot, that is probably the best way to go forward. I don't think there's an undo button once we get off of the screen, though, unfortunately. Blech. And Rex. Let's just start with this. Assault rifles. Get up to shotguns. Go ahead and get a shot. Oh, we're out of points. Let's take out of that then, because it's at least unlocked. 2, 3. I always forget that Rex has biotics. It's just never a thing that's focused on. Cool. Good enough. Garrus is going to be doing jack shit for damage, but that doesn't really matter. Oh, right, we can talk to her to just kind of talk to her, basically.
I never properly thanked you for saving me from Feast's thugs, Commander. I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't been there.
I'm just glad you weren't hurt.
Me too. Now, was there anything you needed?
You're a doctor. How did you end up here on the Citadel?
My parents brought me here when I was young. My father was a medic with the Alliance. I chose to keep the medical tradition alive, but not the military. Fixing up wounded soldiers isn't my idea of fun.
You're a doctor.
I chose to keep the medical
Let me take a look at what you have for sale.
Of course.
Armor upgrades, and that's it. Oh, okay. Guess not. I was expecting at least like a Metagel upgrade or something. Well, over to Fist's place. This way. Yes, Cora's Den, right, okay. I got it. And now through the second loading screen. Hi, Keeper. I swear we do leave the Citadel later. this is just a big chunk of exploration up front because the Citadel is such an important piece of this franchise. So it's a lot... Yeah, I saw that loading screen. So it's a lot of exploring the Citadel up front, and then we're going to not come back to the Citadel for a while. And we're going to be exploring random-ass planets. Hello. Shepard, why would you aim there? Garrus, I didn't know you knew Kiriki's lines. Oh. Oh, I'm basically dead. V. I'm just gonna go over here. I almost forgot that this is Mass Effect 1. An early game Mass Effect 1 at that. That Krogan's gonna get back up, by the way. It is not dead, I think. Die. You too. V. You just blink through the world for a moment. Oh god, no, no, no. When the Krogan charges you, you run or you die. Oh, there you are. I killed like 6 dudes. What did you two do? I literally left the room and came back in, and I'm pretty sure that I'm the only one who got kills. Oh, there's that too, I guess.
We got them all, Shepard.
Yeah. God, I need to get you a sniper rifle. Hi.
Stop right there. Don't come any closer. Warehouse workers. All the real guards must be dead.
Stay back or we'll shoot.
Oh, thank God.
This would be a good time to find somewhere else to work.
Yeah, right. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I never liked Fist anyway. It would have been quicker to just kill them.
Shooting people isn't always the answer.
Garrus, I want you to remember that sentence. Manual override. Click, 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 click. Assault and pistol. Eh. By the way, inventory? Yeah, kind of. Garrus. Sniper. We have 2 Reapers, 1 Avenger. Accuracy's a little bit worse. Damage per second, whatever. 2 of the bars are yellow. You know what, sure. Shield bypass, but less damage. Let's go with that for now. Same protection, better shields, less tech protection. 7 better shields, sure, why not? And we have shock absorbers, which is physics threshold. Protection against concussive force like biotic attacks. Okay. Let's go ahead and put that on ours then, if this isn't better. 5% cooldown reduction is actually good. Worse. So let's go ahead and put this on Rex then. Rex is normally on shotgun. Nice. And just generally better, basically. Sure. Weapon force, whatever the hell that does. Anti-personnel 2. We're on anti-personnel 2, actually. Oh, it's that's why this is there. It's because it's the one that we have equipped. Armor piercing 2 is the other one. Let's save that for now. Actually, we have armor piercing 1 here, so just upgrade that outright. Hold on. Yes. Edge 2. Worse damage by a fair little chunk. Worse accuracy by a decent amount. And a little bit better heat capacity. Not worth. We do not have a better biotic amp yet. We do not have a better grenade yet. We do not have a better armor yet. Okay. Back to the actual game. Oh, right. Hello. You. Not where I intended to go, but sure.
Hold the line!
Please die.
Wait! Don't kill me, I surrender!
Where's the Quarian?
She's not here. I don't know where she is. That's the truth.
He's no use to you now. Let me kill him.
Wait. I don't know where the Quarian is, but I know where you can find her. The Quarian isn't here. Said you'd only deal with the Shadow Broker himself.
Face to face? Impossible. Even I was hired through an agent.
Nobody meets the Shadow Broker. Ever. Even I don't know his true identity. But she didn't know that. I told her I'd set a meeting up. But when she shows up, it'll be Saren's men waiting for her.
Give me the location. Now.
Here on the wards, the back alley by the markets. She's supposed to meet them right now. You can make it if you hurry. What are you doing?
The Shadow Broker paid me to kill him. I don't leave jobs half done.
I think that normally at this point I have Caden and Garrus, and I think that Garrus is normally the one that shoots him. For, like, being corrupt.
We don't shoot unarmed prisoners.
How many people died because of him? He brought this on himself. Besides, we have more pressing concerns.
That Quarian's dead if we don't go now.
So by the way, part of the reason why I really make sure to rush that room is because you saw stuff popping up here and here. Those are like defensive turrets or something. And so that fight gets real difficult if you have to be over against this wall versus two of those turrets plus Fist. Cool, area map. And decryption. Chemical rounds and improved sight. Ooh, that might be good. Inventory. Improved sight is max accuracy. Not for me, but for an ally, that could be great. And chemical rounds is toxic damage. That actually is like one of my preferred ones, because DOT just is extra damage. Let's go ahead, Garrus, Sniper, improved sighting, just to give him the extra accuracy. Okay, let's go save the Quarian. Oh. Hello. Oh, wrong one. You. Pop up. Thank you. And this is why I go shotgun if I want to have fun. B. Oh, someone die. I think you killed that one. Good for you. Oh no, we only have 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go about 150 feet. Because, yeah, remember when I mentioned there's one use for this corridor? Welcome to the one use. Hi, Tally.
Did you bring it?
Where's the Shadow Broker? Where's Fist?
They'll be here. Where's the evidence?
No way. The deal's off.
And you. And you. Maybe. You should be on Sniper, by the way. Good, you're on a shotgun. durable, I'll give you that. Oh, come on. Yay!
Fist set me up. I knew I couldn't trust him.
Were you hurt in the fight?
I know how to look after myself. Not that I don't appreciate the help. Who are you?
My name's Shepard. I'm looking for evidence to prove Saren's a traitor.
Then I have a chance to repay you for saving my life. But not here. We need to go somewhere safe.
We could take her to the human embassy. Your ambassador will want to see this anyway.
Hi,
You're
Udina.
not making my life easy, Shepard. Firefights in the wards, an all-out assault on Korra's den. Do you know how many... Who's this? The Quarian? What are you up to, Shepard?
Making your day, Ambassador. She has information linking Saren to the Geth.
Really? Maybe you better start at the beginning, Miss...
My name is Tali. Tali Zora Naraya.
We don't see many Quarians here. Why did you leave the flotilla?
Pilgrimage.
I was on my pilgrimage. My rite of passage into adulthood.
Like, that is the main reason that Quarians leave the flotilla.
I've never heard of this before.
It is a tradition among my people. When we reach maturity, we leave the ships of our parents and our people behind. Alone, we search the stars, only returning to the flotilla once we have discovered something of value. In this way, we prove ourselves worthy of adulthood.
What kinds of things do you look for?
It could be resources like food or fuel, or some type of useful technology, or even knowledge that will make life easier on the flotilla. Through our pilgrimage, we prove that we will contribute to the community, rather than being a burden on our limited resources.
Tell us what you found.
During my travels, I began hearing reports of Geth. Since they drove my people into exile, the Geth have never ventured beyond the Veil. I was curious. I tracked a patrol of Geth to an uncharted world. I waited for one to become separated from its unit. Then I disabled it and removed its memory core.
I thought the Geth fried their memory cores when they died. Some kind of defense mechanism.
How did you manage to preserve the memory core?
My people created the Geth. If you're quick, careful, and lucky, small caches of data can sometimes be saved. Most of the core was wiped clean, but I salvaged something from its audio banks.
Eden Prime was a major victory. The beacon has brought us one step closer to finding the conduit.
That's Saren's voice. This proves he was involved in the attack.
Welcome to Mass Effect, where intergalactic travel is totally possible and you have space magic to zoom across basically as a field of force, but apparently audio editing doesn't exist. Sure.
He said Eden Prime brought him one step closer to finding the conduit. Any idea what that means?
The conduit must have something to do with the beacon. Maybe it's some kind of Prothean technology. Like a weapon.
Wait, there's more. Saren wasn't working alone.
Eden Prime was a major victory. The beacon has brought us one step closer to finding the conduit.
And one step closer to the return of the Reapers.
I don't recognize that other voice, the one talking about Reapers.
Are they some kind of new alien species?
According to the memory core, the Reapers were a hyper-advanced machine race that existed 50,000 years ago. The Reapers hunted the Protheans to total extinction, and then they vanished. At least, that's what the Geth believe.
Sounds a little far-fetched.
I'm gonna just hold off on commenting that because the Reapers are just like this entire thing with this franchise. I will talk more about it as we get into especially Mass Effect 3.
The vision on Eden Prime. I understand it now. I saw the Protheans being wiped out by the Reapers.
The Geth revere the Reapers as gods, the pinnacle of non-organic life, and they believe Saren knows how to bring the Reapers back.
The Council is just going to love this.
The Reapers are a threat to every species in Citadel space. We have to tell them.
No matter what they think about the rest of this, those audio files prove Saren's a traitor.
The captain's right. We need to present this to the council right away.
What about her, the Quarian?
My name is Tali. You saw me in the alley, Commander. You know what I can do. Let me come with you.
I thought you were on your pilgrimage.
The pilgrimage proves we are willing to give of ourselves for the greater good. What does it say about me if I turn my back on this? Saren is a danger to the entire galaxy. My pilgrimage can wait.
I'll take all the help I can get.
Thanks. You won't regret this.
Anderson and I will go ahead to get things ready with the council. Take a few minutes to collect yourself, then meet us in the tower.
I think we leveled up. Cool. Wait, Garrus definitely, but then is it Rex or Tali? And for now, sure, let's go Tali so that we can at least allocate her points. I'm just trying to make it so that, oh, it's just called Tech Strength. Because Tali's going to have decryption and electronics, and having those on her makes it so that Garrus's skills are redundant, and I don't think they stack. I don't actually know now I think about it. Huh. Fair enough. But yeah, so realistically, it's not going to make that much of a difference. I'm also going to be dropping Tali the moment we get this character, because I just have these two as my standard squad. So, just have fun for a little bit, sure. So, let's go ahead and allocate points. Right, we leveled up. 1 into Charm. 2 into Shotgun. Come on. And sure, 1 into Pistols. Might as well max out the weapons, then we're... Oh, right. Undo. 1 into Charm. Tactical armor, medium armor. Okay, so we do want assault training. And adrenaline burst recharges all talents. That actually could be really good. Max out that. There's electronics, there's decryption. Okay. There's hacking. You know, actually, undo that. We do want to max out that, but let's max out her electronics first, because Garrus has decryption, so that will at least balance them out for this short term. You. And then decryption, there. And then for you, max out electronics, then work on decryption. And it looks like next level up or two is when we're going to max these two out as much as they can be, so then we can start working on Turian Agent. Okay, so with that there, what is the next mission actually? Expose Saren, return to the tower. Ah, right, going back to the council. Okay, since that's a big story beat, I'm going to go ahead and take my break here since we're just past the hour, the 1 hour mark. So, I'll be back in a couple of minutes. I'm going to go stretch and just kind of clear my brain for a minute or two so that I can be good to go for the second half. See you in a little bit. Okay, and I am back. So, toggle back over to the game. And let's get back into it. Hi, Tally.
So much empty space. 1,000 of my people could live here and hardly even see each other.
I mean, are you talking about the entire Citadel? Because, yeah, no shit. Okay, so we are going up to the tower. Theoretically, we could use rapid transit, I think. Oh, hi!
Commander Shepard, could you spare a moment of your time?
Yes, you have a side quest.
Commander Shepard, my name is Samesh Bhatia. Forgive the intrusion, but I have nowhere else to turn.
It's no trouble. What can I do for you?
My wife was a Marine. She was in the 212 on Eden Prime. I've requested that my wife's body be returned to me for cremation, but the military has refused my request.
Why did they refuse your request? There's got to be some reason.
I don't know. All I know is that they have declared it impossible for my wife to be returned to me.
Okay, this is dark as hell, but I choose to believe that it is, we cannot return your wife's body to you on grounds that she is a spooky, scary skeleton. Like, basically, she's one of the husks. I'm going to move on now. I'm sorry, that's how my humor works.
There's no reason for your wife's body to be held like this. Just wait here.
The man in charge of my case is Mr. Bosker. When I last saw him, he was in the expensive bar over there. Thank you for your time. I just want to give my wife a proper funeral, and the respect she deserves.
Hold up, Council. I got a side quest to do. What bar? Homecoming? Yeah. Embassy Lounge on the Presidium. I think that's the one that's up here. And I think I remember a really sad drunk guy. This is not the one I was thinking of. Is it this one? No, this is the stairs, ain't it? Yeah. Executor. Lounge. You're not the dude I was thinking of, but sure, I was thinking of you.
My goodness, you're Commander Shepard. Your activities made for quite a briefing in the Diplomatic Corps. Is there something I can do to assist you?
Yes. A man named Samesh Bhatia is having some trouble claiming his wife's body.
Ah, Mr. Bhatia. A good man in an understandably frustrating position. I wish I could help him. Serviceman Nirali Bhatia died on Eden Prime, as Mr. Bhatia no doubt told you. Her wounds are inconsistent with any type of weapon damage we've seen before. That is why her body is being held.
This guy's face has never looked right to me. Like, it could just be a quirk of the lighting engine making it super harsh or something, but it always looks like a mildly different art style.
You think that her body might be dangerous or contaminated?
No, Commander. Nirali Bhatia is not dangerous. Her body is in fact extremely valuable to the Alliance. The tests we're conducting may lead to better defenses against Geth attacks.
What? Oh, right.
Respectfully, Serviceman Bhatia may save more lives in death than she did in life.
I never actually investigated this at all. I just do the blue option. But yeah, so since her wounds are inconsistent with any known weapon, studying the wounds and what possible weapons then makes it so that you can defend against the Geth better. That's the reasoning, I think.
I understand what you're trying to do, but holding the body is wrong.
Commander, you of all people should understand how far we must go to protect humanity.
Don't you remember Akuz? Seriously, they bring up Akuz so freaking much in this game.
Not if we lose our humanity in the process. I am out here fighting to stop crap like this.
All right, Commander. You win. It was hard enough refusing Mr. Bhatia. I'm not going to risk an incident by refusing you. Tell Samesh that the body is being shipped back to Earth. I'll go now to see to it myself.
But Samesh is on the Citadel. Earth's a long way away. Like, about a third of the rotation of the galaxy away. Pretty sure that's how I'm pretty sure that's how that lines up. We don't have the galaxy map quite yet. Why did you just... whatever. So...
Hello again, Commander. Has there been any word?
I reminded Mr. Bosker what we're fighting for. Your wife is coming home.
Thank you. I will return home and begin my preparations. It does not bring me happiness, but it may bring me peace. Goodbye, Commander.
They later discovered that his permanent residence is on Pharos. Whoops. Jeez, Garrus, thanks. Okay, now let's go up to the tower. There it is. Hi, Council. We got some evidence.
Come on. Udina's presenting the Quarian's evidence to the Council.
How timely.
Eden Prime was a major victory. The beacon has brought us one step closer to finding the conduit.
And one step closer to the return of the Reapers.
You wanted proof? There it is.
This evidence is irrefutable, Ambassador. Saren will be stripped of his Spectre status, and all efforts will be made to bring him in to answer for his crimes.
I recognize the other voice, the one speaking with Saren. Matriarch Benezia.
Who is she?
Matriarchs are powerful Asari who have entered the final stage of their lives. Revered for their wisdom and experience, they serve as guides and mentors to my people. Matriarch Benezia is a powerful biotic, and she had many followers. She will make a formidable ally for Saren.
I'm more interested in the Reapers. What do you know about them?
Only what was extracted from the Geth's memory core. The Reapers were an ancient race of machines that wiped out the Protheans. Then they vanished.
Quick word of note. Why is the Asari Counselor not a matriarch? Because the matriarchs have a distinct look to them. Like, the Asari in front of us, you can't see her at the moment, is very clearly in, like, the middle stage of life. I'm not sure if we ever see, like, under 100 years old Asari, actually. Yeah, like, the Asari that we're looking at, sure, she's probably experienced and knowledgeable, but she's, I'm fairly certain, not a matriarch. Actually, you can tell that even from what she said. Matriarchs are revered in our society. The exact wording is ambiguous enough, but that kind of deflects away from her being one of the matriarchs. You could read it in either direction, but I've never really seen her as a matriarch unto herself.
The Geth believe the Reapers are gods, and Saren is the prophet for their return.
We think the conduit is the key to bringing them back. Saren's searching for it. That's why he attacked Eden Prime.
Do we even know what this conduit is?
Saren thinks it can bring back the Reapers. That's bad enough.
Listen to what you're saying. Saren wants to bring back the machines that wiped out all life in the galaxy? Impossible. It has to be. Where did the Reapers go? Why did they vanish? How come we found no trace of their existence? If they were real, we'd have found something.
Yeah, well, the writers haven't come up with that yet.
I tried to warn you about Saren and you refused to face the truth. Don't make the same mistake again.
This is different. You proved Saren betrayed the Council. We all agree he's using the Geth to search for the conduit, but we don't really know why.
The Reapers are obviously just a myth, Commander. A convenient lie to cover Saren's true purpose. A legend he is using to bend the Geth to his will.
50,000 years ago, the Reapers wiped out all galactic civilization. If Saren finds the conduit, it will happen again.
Saren is a rogue agent on the run for his life. He no longer has the rights or resources of a Spectre. The Council has stripped him of his position.
That is not good enough. You know he's hiding somewhere in the Traverse. Send your fleet in!
A fleet cannot track down one man.
A Citadel fleet could secure the entire region, keep the Geth from attacking any more of our colonies.
Or it could trigger a war with the Terminus systems. We won't be dragged into a galactic confrontation over a few dozen human colonies.
Also, another quick interjection. Saren has been stripped of his rank or title or whatever and the Spectre resources. he's still effectively General of the Geth. And he also clearly has allies, powerful allies at that. Stripping his rank doesn't do that much.
Every time humanity asks for help, you ignore us.
Shepard's right. I'm sick of this council and its anti-human bull...
Ambassador, there is another solution. A way to stop Saren that does not require fleets or armies.
No, it's too soon. Humanity is not ready for the responsibilities that come with joining the Spectres.
You don't have to send a fleet into the Traverse, and the Ambassador gets his human Spectre. Everybody's happy.
Commander Shepard, step forward. It is the decision of the Council that you be granted all the powers and privileges of the Special Tactics and Reconnaissance Branch of the Citadel.
Spectres are not trained, but chosen. Individuals forged in the fire of service and battle. Those whose actions elevate them above the rank and file.
Spectres are an ideal, a symbol, the embodiment of courage, determination, and self-reliance. They are the right hand of the Council, instruments of our will.
Spectres bear a great burden. They are protectors of galactic peace, both our first and last line of defense. The safety of the galaxy is theirs to uphold.
You are the first human Spectre, Commander. This is a great accomplishment for you and your entire species.
I'm honored, Counselor.
We're sending you into the Traverse after Saren. He's a fugitive from justice, so you are authorized to use any means necessary to apprehend or eliminate him.
Any idea where to find him?
We will forward any relevant files to Ambassador Udina.
This meeting of the Council is adjourned.
Congratulations, Commander.
We've got a lot of work to do, Shepard. You're going to need a ship, a crew, supplies.
You'll get access to special equipment and training now. You should go down to the C-Sec Academy and speak to the Spectre Requisitions Officer.
Anderson, come with me. I'll need your help to set all this up.
I thought the Ambassador would be a little more grateful. He didn't even thank you.
Until I find Saren, I haven't done anything. Come on.
Right behind you, Shepard.
Oh yeah, now we have this too. I completely forgot about that. Whoops. Oh, shield regenerator. Cool. Wrong button. What is that squad? No, I have no idea. Okay, just do this then. Whoops. Ah, there's Unity. Yeah, just straight up revive people. It takes one metagel. Yeah, I always make sure to give that cutscene room to breathe, because it is such a monumentous moment. And although they don't have the resources to have, like, entire crowds of people yet... Hold on. Journal. Those. Speak to the Ambassador. Alliance Docking Bay. Okay, that was what I thought. Oh, holster. Although they don't have the resources to have, like, vast crowds of people yet, they make the best of what they got, honestly. Like, the music does a lot of heavy lifting there, as does the camera work, I'd say.
In other news, Exogeny Corp is still denying reports that one of their survey teams has gone missing in the Hades Gamma Cluster. When asked why community...
Actually, I'm not sure if we'd heard that one before. Whoops. Oh well.
I've got big news for you, Shepard. Captain Anderson is stepping down as commanding officer of the Normandy. The ship is yours now.
She's quick and quiet, and you know the crew. Perfect ship for a Spectre. Treat her well, Commander.
I'll take good care of her, sir.
I know you will, Commander.
I want the truth. Why are you stepping down, sir?
You needed your own ship. A Spectre can't answer to anyone but the Council. And it's time for me to step down.
Come clean with me, Captain. You owe me that much.
I was in your shoes 20 years ago, Shepard. They were considering me for the Spectres.
Yeah, I've heard.
Why didn't you ever mention this?
What was I supposed to say? I could have been a Spectre, but I blew it? I failed, Commander. It's not something I'm proud of. Ask me later and I'll tell you the whole story. For now, all you need to know is, I was sent on a mission with Saren, and he made sure the Council rejected me. I had my shot. It came and went. Now you have a chance to make up for my mistakes.
I won't let you down, sir.
Saren's gone. Don't even try to find him. But we know what he's after. The conduit. He's got his Geth scouring the Traverse looking for clues.
We had reports of Geth in the Pharos system shortly before our colony there dropped out of contact, and there have been sightings around Noveria.
Find out what Saren was after on Pharos and Noveria. Maybe you can figure out where the conduit is before he does.
The Reapers are the real threat.
I'm with the Council on this one, Shepard. I'm not sure they even exist.
But if they do exist, the conduit's the key to bringing them back. Stop Saren from getting the conduit, and we stop the Reapers from returning.
I think that might be the first thing they've said so far that I can actually say with some confidence they are just straight up wrong about. Like, it's very obviously in character and with the writing, because we don't know what the conduit is. But unless I'm severely misremembering something, it's not actually the key to bringing the Reapers back. I will leave it at that for now.
I'll stop him.
We have one more lead. Matriarch Benezia, the other voice in that recording. She has a daughter, a scientist who specializes in the Protheans. We don't know if she's involved, but it might be a good idea to try and find her. See what she knows. Her name's Liara, Dr. Liara Tassoni. We have reports she was exploring an archaeological dig on one of the uncharted worlds in the Artemis Tau cluster.
Sounds like we should head for the Artemis Tau cluster.
It's your decision, Commander. You're a Spectre now. You don't answer to us.
But your actions still reflect on humanity as a whole. You make a mess and I get stuck cleaning it up.
I'll try not to make things any harder on you, Ambassador.
Glad to hear it, Commander. Remember, you were a human long before you were a Spectre. I have a meeting to get to. Captain Anderson can answer any questions you might have.
Yes, Commander?
How are you holding up?
Honestly, this isn't how I pictured my career coming to an end. Pushing papers really isn't my thing, but you're the one who can stop Saren. I believe in you, Shepard. If that means I have to step aside, so be it.
Tell me what happened with you and Saren 20 years ago.
It's close to 20 years ago now.
Yes, I've heard.
Ambassador Goyle was our representative here on the Citadel. Like Udina, she wanted to get a human into the Spectres. She chose me. The Council sent Saren to keep an eye on me and evaluate my performance, just like they sent Nihilus to keep tabs on you.
Why weren't you honest with me?
It's not something I'm proud of. I had a chance to become the first human Spectre, and I failed. Saren made sure of that.
I think I deserve the whole story.
We had intel on a rogue scientist being funded by Batarian interests. He was trying to set up a facility to develop illegal AI technology out in the Verge. Alliance intel had done all the work, but the Council wanted a Spectre involved. We compromised. I was assigned to help Saren in his investigation. We tracked the scientist to a refining facility on Kamala. He was hidden away somewhere inside, protected by an army of Batarian mercenaries. The plan was simple. Sneak into the plant, capture the scientist, sneak back out. Quick, quiet, and a minimum of bloodshed.
I'm guessing things didn't go as planned?
Saren and I split up to cover more ground. Then about halfway through the mission, there was a massive explosion in the refinery core. Officially, it was ruled an accident, but I think Saren detonated it on purpose to draw off the enemy guards.
How many casualties?
The explosion tore the refinery to shreds. The whole place was on fire. Black chemical clouds poured out into the atmosphere. Nobody inside survived. There was a camp for the workers and their families nearby. Between the fires and the toxic fumes, the final death count was over 500. Mostly civilians. Saren didn't care. The target was eliminated. Mission accomplished. And I ended up taking the blame. That ended all talk of me joining the Spectres.
Saren caused the explosion. How'd he pin it on you?
In his report, Saren accused me of blowing his cover. He said it was my fault the guards were ready for us. He claimed that's why it turned into a massacre. Saren's report was all the proof the Council needed to kill my chances of becoming a Spectre.
Don't blame yourself, Captain.
I don't. I blame Saren. I think he wanted things to go bad. He was looking for an excuse to blow that refinery. Maybe he just likes the violence. Maybe he was just trying to make me look bad to keep humans out of the Spectres. If so, he pulled it off.
Why'd you let him get away with it?
Who do you think the Council was going to listen to? Me? Or their best agent? I had a bad feeling about him right from the start. I should have been more careful. Maybe I could have stopped things before they got out of hand.
Don't blame yourself, Captain.
I don't. Maybe he just likes the violence. Maybe he was just
It's the first time they put us in an infinite loop by going just through this option.
If so, he pulled it off.
The only thing I care about is stopping Saren.
You're right, Commander. It's no good living in the past.
Any extra intel you can give me on our colony at Pharos?
The entire planet used to be one giant Prothean city. Mostly ruins now. But some of the infrastructure is still intact. The colony tried to build on what the Protheans left behind. We lost all contact with them when the Geth attacked.
That's actually an interesting little detail. No, wait, it's because it's Pharos. Right. I was thinking for a moment, the Reapers wiped out the Protheans, but they left a planet-wide city, in Ecumenopolis, I believe it's also known as, intact. Enough that 50,000 years later, there are still ruins to build on top of. Then I realized, wait, no, that's not a cool hint of what the Reapers are doing. That's because it's Pharos. It has its own issues, let's say.
What do you know about the Artemis Tau cluster?
Not much. I've never been there myself. A handful of systems with a few small, uncharted worlds, but no real colonies. Might not be easy finding Dr. Tassoni out there. My advice is to look for the world with the Prothean ruins.
What can you tell me about Novaria?
Novaria's trouble. Always has been. The whole planet's basically a center for corporations to conduct illegal research. Watch your back there, Shepard. Spectres are about the only form of Citadel authority Novaria respects. But they aren't popular.
I should go.
I'll be here if you need anything.
No, you'll be in Udina's office. Weapons and because the stuff below, I guess. Or is it those flaps up front? Not totally sure. Oop, Normandy Hole. I saw something. Normandy thrusters. Okay. To the Normandy we go, I guess. Theoretically, I could probably go around the Citadel looking for more side quests. Whatever. For one, I've probably gotten all of them, and for two, whatever I'm missing, I just don't care enough.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress.
I heard what happened to Captain Anderson. Survives 100 battles and then gets taken down by backroom politics. Just watch your back, Commander. Things go bad on this mission, you're next on their chopping block.
Saren's out there somewhere, and we're gonna find him.
Everyone on this ship's behind you, Commander. 100%. Intercom's open. If you got anything you want to say to the crew, now's the time.
This is Commander Shepard speaking. We have our orders. Find Saren before he finds the conduit. I won't lie to you, crew. This mission isn't gonna be easy. This began with an attack on a human settlement in the Traverse. But we know Saren won't stop there. His Geth armies aren't gonna stay on the far fringes of Citadel space. For too long, our species has stood apart from the others. Now it's time for us to step up and do our part for the rest of the galaxy. Time to show them what humans are made of. Our enemy knows we're coming. When we go into the Traverse, Saren's followers will be waiting for us. But we'll be ready for them, too. Humanity needs to do this. Not just for our own sake, but for the sake of every other species in Citadel space. Saren must be stopped, and I promise you all, we will stop him.
Well said, Commander. Captain will be proud.
That one shot was the friendliest Ashley has ever been with any alien species.
The captain gave up everything so I could have this chance. We can't fail.
Yes, ma'am.
Yay, Paragon +4. Just slowly climbing up. Any XP bubbles? Bubbles? I didn't quite pronounce the second B there.
If anyone has to take over for Captain Anderson, I'm glad it's you. I'm not sure about having non-humans on our ship, though.
We're all on the same team here, Presley.
With all due respect, ma'am, that's what they said about Nihilus. Look how that turned out.
You're right, we shouldn't trust any specters. Oh, shit.
I'm in charge here, Presley. I decide if we have non-humans on this vessel.
Yes, ma'am. Understood, ma'am.
Speak freely, Presley. I want to know if you have a problem with non-humans.
It's not that, Commander. Humanity has always handled its own problems. Saren attacked one of our colonies. We should be the ones to stop him. We don't need their help.
Some people think asking for help is a sign of weakness. That's just being stupid and stubborn. No matter how strong you are, allies can make you stronger.
I guess so. Maybe I'm just stuck in the old ways of thinking. But don't worry, Commander, this won't be a problem.
How did you end up assigned to the Normandy?
I signed up with the Alliance as a navigator right out of school, following in my grandfather's footsteps, I guess. My first posting was on the Agincourt. We were at Elysium during the Skillian Blitz. A massive fleet of alien raiders hit the colony, trying to wipe it out. They had the numbers, but their ships were no match for an Alliance frigate. It was a slaughter. We couldn't even keep track of how many ships they lost.
Okay, hold on. I've heard of the Skillian Blitz a lot of times. I have to assume that that's First Contact War, right? That means that you are taking out Turian ships in all likelihood. Are the human ships just that much better at gun? Like, I know it's kind of a trope that humans are the space orcs. Like, we grew up on, or we evolved on this planet that's just ridiculously lethal to every other normal form of life in the galaxy or something. But, like, the Turians are the main military force of the Council. We were kicking their ass? Like, before... Actually, Skillian Blitz. Surely that would be after Mass Effect, right? Like, that's when we were not in the Sol system anymore. We probably activated the mass relay and used it a couple times before First Contact War. I don't quite know all of the history of that specific phase of this game's history.
How'd you end up on the Normandy?
I got my officer's commission after Elysium. Must have made an impression on the right people. Captain asked for me when he was picking his crew.
Carry on, Presley.
Yes, ma'am.
And to Renegade because of the bad or the mean choice that we did. Go ahead and check FTL comm room because this is used approximately 3 times in the game. It's basically a debriefing after every main mission, but really, when you cut it down to just main missions, after Pharos Noveria and Artemis Tau, there's like 3-ish more missions. Like, there is a lot of exploration in this game, and that makes up a decent chunk of the runtime. Oh good, there's a second person there. I thought it was just one dude sitting there, hands parallel with the table, or arms parallel with the table. So, Anderson's gone now. Ooh, personnel manual. Okay. Wait, what the hell? Oh, okay, it's a lamp. I saw this shape in a previous cutscene there, and I was trying to figure out why they had that. Okay, that's what lamps are like. Okay, noted. Oh yeah, sleeper pod. So this is basically the barracks. Because this is apparently where people sleep. And I guess this is the pod for when you can't quite get to sleep. Look, the jokes get really easy to make. Oh no, okay, it is on most of them. There is some amount of, I'm gonna hope that's supposed to be damage. I'm a child. Metagel. Pretty sure this is the only game where I use Metagel. Hey, Chuckwas.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
How did you end up serving on an Alliance ship?
I enlisted right out of med school. Earth always seemed boring to me. Too safe, too secure. I figured the colonies were teeming with exotic adventure. I wanted to travel the stars, tending the wounds of tough soldiers with piercing eyes and sensitive souls. Turns out military life isn't quite as romantic as I'd imagined. But humanity needs the Alliance if we want to keep expanding through the Traverse, and the Alliance always needs good doctors. So I stayed on to do my part.
I'm fairly certain that we heard this previously when she was talking to Jenkins, but let's just go through this to be safe.
Ever think you made the wrong choice?
Sometimes I think about opening a private practice back on Earth, or maybe taking a position at one of the new med centers out in the colonies. But there's something special about working on soldiers. If I left the Alliance now, I'd feel like I was abandoning them.
And this is about Caden being an L2.
How well do you know the Lieutenant?
I'd never worked with him before this mission. But he has an impressive service record, over a dozen special commendations. Tends to keep to himself, though. Maybe because of the headaches. It's not easy being an L2.
What does that have to do with it?
Well, most biotics now use the L3 implants. Lieutenant Alenko was wired with the old L2 configuration. Sometimes there are complications.
What kind of complications?
Severe mental disabilities, insanity, crippling physical pain. There's a long list of horrific side effects. Caden's lucky. He just gets migraines.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
And no one should be back here yet. Cool. Oh, was there a thing? No, that was the door and or Chakwas. Okay. Oh, hey. Oh, Caden. I thought that was going to be... Oh, right. Right. Sorry, I thought this was going to be a dude who doesn't even show up in this game, because I'm so used to this particular patch of ground being a different area.
Anything you need, Commander?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at.
Speak up!
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander. We'll have time for personal debriefings later.
Why are you all whispering?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I don't see how we could have done things any better. At least not without getting to Eden Prime sooner. And we were on the scene faster than any other Alliance ship could have been.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
God, even the music kicked up a bit after that. And down to the cargo bay? Whatever the hell this place is called. Engineering? Not sure if it's technically called engineering yet.
Nice ship you've got, Shepard. What can I do for you?
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story.
Bullshit! This is Mass Effect.
Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
You Krogans live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
That's called the Genophage. We will hear a lot about the Genophage.
I heard about that. You know, they almost did the same to us.
It's not the same.
Correct. They were gonna kill humans. They basically sterilized the Krogan, kind of, there's details.
It seems pretty much the same to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
Well, Shepard?
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
I was just making conversation. I wasn't trying to upset you.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected. Every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
Okay. I'm going to force myself to hold off on the full rant until we get a lot more information. I like the concept of the Krogan, I think, but I really dislike the execution. And this is already starting to touch on why. When is the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? He's treating that as a joke, but no, seriously, there are Krogan scientists, and there had to have been Krogan scientists. Like I said, I'll hold off for now. We will get to it later. I do also want to touch on, he mentioned that most of them go out as mercenaries or something, and then most never come back. I mean, Rex, yeah, if your planet wasn't a radioactive rubble pile, that might also help. Also, the Thresher Maws. Like, there's a lot of shit wrong with Tuchanka.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Commander?
What's your opinion of the last mission?
Kinda wish you'd got there sooner, Commander.
Thanks.
No offense, I appreciate the rescue. I just wish...
You wish we'd been able to save the rest of your unit.
Yes, ma'am. If I had been more alert, we wouldn't have been cut down by an ambush.
The Geth are perfect ambushers. They don't move, they don't make noise, they don't even breathe.
They have flashlight heads, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Very good counterpoint, actually.
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
I'm sorry, Commander. I need to get my duty squared away. I wouldn't mind talking more later, though.
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am.
Garrus?
Thanks for bringing me on board, Commander. I knew working with the Spectre would be better than life at CSEC.
Have you worked with the Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
For the most part, the rules are there for a reason.
Maybe. But sometimes it feels like the rules are only there to stop me from doing my work. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it. But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
Garrus's arc over the 3 games is kind of shaky, but it's like, it's kind of the standard hothead to hardened veteran kind of story. And it works pretty well because it takes 180 goddamn hours to get there. And even then you can kind of debate that he's not quite there yet at the end.
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in rank,
Speak
I
up.
was saddled with more and more red tape. C-Sec's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside C-Sec. Either way, I plan to make the most of this. And without C-Sec headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
By the way, as a quick interjection as to what I'm doing here, I keep selecting this option or this option because it's, in general, it's upper side Paragon, lower side Renegade, middle either more information or neutral. And since I ran into that issue earlier, like a stream or so ago, about not having enough Paragon points, might as well just kind of lean hard into Paragon for a little bit here.
If getting the job done means endangering innocent people, then no. We get the job done right, not fast. Got it?
I wasn't trying to. I understand, Commander.
Hey, Rec Officer.
Looking for supplies?
Let's see what you got.
You bet, Commander.
Don't you sell some licenses or something? Oh, Omnitool. Interesting. Buy out of camp. Okay. Compare. Okay, so that's how the Omnitool could be useful. Realistically, not actually going to be worth it, and realistically, I don't have money, so whatever. How much does this cost, actually? 58. What? I suppose it is level 1 and really basic. What was the other one I was looking at? It was like the Omnitool, or the Biotic? Yeah. So this could be useful for us. 10 on the duration, or plus 10 on the duration. -5 on the bonus, and -2 on the cooldown. Realistically, I want to get cooldown as high as possible because that lets you just spam abilities. Less so in this game, as usual, but in future games, it gets to the point where if you know what you're doing, you can just infinite loop 2 or 3 abilities together.
Hey, Commander, you know that Quarian, Tally? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
Oh, sorry for the little bit of a delay. I was moving over my second cup, glass, whatever, of water.
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
I figured she'd be a real asset to the team.
You got an eye for talent, Commander, but I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
Fill me in on the IES stealth system. How does it work exactly?
You can't hide a ship out in space. They emit too much heat and radiation. Too easy for sensors to pick them up, unless you find a way to capture those emissions. So our stealth systems trap the energy we give off in storage sinks built into the ship itself. No emissions to give away our location. Eventually the sinks have to be vented. More than a few hours silent running and they overheat. Cook us inside our own hull.
There's no way for anyone to detect us?
A visual scan can still pick us up. Anyone looking out a window can see us plain as day. But you have to be pretty close to get an actual visual out in space. Most vessels rely on scanners. As long as the stealth systems are engaged, they can't see us. Not unless we accelerate to FTL speeds.
Why doesn't it work with faster-than-light travel?
Cranking up to FTL blue shifts our emissions, pushes them into frequencies too high to capture in the sinks. As soon as we make the jump, it's like setting off a flare. Sensors can pick up our location whenever we enter or exit FTL flight, but for short-range missions, our stealth systems are amazing, and we've got the only one.
And that is one of the reasons why I love this franchise. They're still on, like, sci-fi, obviously, because they're talking about FTL and spaceships with stealth systems. But the way they're describing it is actually following real-world logic and reasonable expectation of how the technology would work. yeah, if you go FTL, then it's going to blue shift your emissions. Essentially, your emissions get extra energy, and so the heat sinks can't capture them, so you're going to suddenly be detectable. And the stealth systems don't actually make you invisible, but it makes it so that scanners don't pick you up. But because space is big, really goddamn big, that's all you need. Actual full invisibility isn't really useful for a spaceship.
Where else have you served, Adams?
If you name a class of Alliance ship, I've probably served on it. Everything from dreadnoughts and carriers right down to frigates like the Normandy. My last assignment was on the Tokyo, only a cruiser, but she was a good ship. Couldn't hold a candle to the Normandy, though.
I want to know more about the Normandy.
She's the best ship I've ever served on, probably the fastest vessel ever designed. And she's the only one using the new Tantalus drive core.
What's so special about the Tantalus drive core?
Proportionally, it's about twice the size of any other vessel. Not only are we faster, but we can run at FTL speeds longer before we have to discharge the core.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Your ship's amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small. I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
The Normandy's a prototype, cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Geth.
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla. Grow our own food, mine, and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births, though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
If parents are required to only have one child at most, by definition, your population is in decline. Because 2 people are making 1 more person. Per generation, you're losing half your population.
That's your government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
So there's a council to talk to the captain, and there is a representative from the ship, not necessarily the captain, who then goes to the Conclave to help further the interests of that one ship in relation to the entire flotilla.
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials?
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
You know, to this day, I wonder if that would work in practice. Like, that's such an interesting concept for an actual rule of a governing body. You can essentially veto a decision made by the majority, but when you do so, all of these top-ranking officials must immediately resign. Since they're military officials, chain of command would come into effect and there would instantly be replacements, so there wouldn't be a power vacuum in terms of the positions themselves, though power vacuum in terms of leadership or such leadership and alliances actually, could definitely still be an issue.
I want to know more about the Geth.
Speak up!
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins. What they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
How come the Council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal.
Until...
The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. 1 million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
So the Geth share brain power?
Many of the Geth's logic systems were designed to work in concert with other nearby Geth. Basically, the more of them you have in the group, the smarter they are.
Which again, interesting concept actually. As a galactic species, that is different. And interesting.
So there's some sort of group consciousness?
No, nothing like that. They cannot share sensory data or information. Their programming cannot handle that much simultaneous input. Each Geth maintains an individual awareness and identity. The neural network only operates on a process-based level. It's basically the synthetic equivalent of a subconscious. But when they're in close proximity, they can coordinate low-level functional processes, freeing up more capacity for original or independent thought.
I feel like they slightly retcon this over time, but it's technical jargon enough that it's a little bit difficult to tell.
That doesn't make any sense.
I'm probably oversimplifying. The Geth are incredibly advanced and complex creations. All you need to know is that they get smarter when they gather in large numbers. As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
I don't see what's so bad about those questions.
The Geth were created to engage in mundane, repetitive, or dangerous manual labor. That's fine for machines, but it won't satisfy a sentient being for long. The Geth were showing signs of rudimentary self-awareness and independent thought. If the Geth were intelligent, then we were essentially using them as slaves. It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
Not based on what I've seen. Also, if the Geth were sentient, then we were essentially treating them as slaves. And if they weren't sentient, then we were treating them as slaves, but they can't say anything back to us.
You can't blame them for fighting for their survival.
We had no other choice. The Geth were already on the verge of revolution. By acting quickly, we had a chance to end the war before it began. The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the Veil. Now we drift through space, exile, searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
And how many Geth died in that conflict as well?
It's hard to feel sorry for you. Your ancestors tried to wipe out another species.
We made a mistake when we created the Geth in the first place. But we did not make a mistake when we went to war against them. If we had not acted, they would have wiped us out. They're a synthetic life form. They have no use for organics. None. Why do you think they cut themselves off from the rest of the galaxy? Why do you think they've killed every organic being who's ever tried to contact them?
Because the first time they encountered organics, the organics tried to murder their species?
They didn't kill Saren.
What does that tell you? The Geth are not innocent victims in all this. They're the enemy. They want to destroy us. Not just the Quarians. All organic life. That's why they've joined up with Saren. And that's why we have to stop him.
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet. But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when a gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
I can't believe they just send you off alone.
It's not like they just cast us out. Before we leave, we are given lessons in how to survive outside the flotilla, and given gifts to help us on our journey. We also receive implants to fight off sickness and disease. Generations of living in an isolated and highly controlled environment have left our immune systems weaker than most. By the time we leave the fleet, we are well equipped for the pilgrimage. This is a rite of passage for all Quarians. If it were dangerous, our numbers would suffer. Virtually every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant return and the ritual presentation of the gift to one of the fleet's captains.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
I should go.
See you later.
Good old Mass Effect conversation trees. They are not natural. Anyway, since we are over the 2-hour mark at this point, I am going to go ahead and cut the stream here. So, if this stream hasn't ruined your life, then go ahead and do that YouTube click for a million times. I hope you have a wonderful remainder of your day, And I hope that you join me tomorrow when we will be going back to Fire Emblem and continuing to have Lynn and co. fight their way towards Lord Lundgren in order to take back her inheritance. Yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, so I'll see you in the next one. Bye.